Hello everyone, Monkey1 here. So I've been seeing a lot of new Greenbeards, and for a nice Christmas gift, I thought let's go over the classes and the grenades. Starting off with the class I play the most, Engineer. You're all about, well, weakening the hordes and area denial for the most part, with kinda some of your stuff. Starting off with a shotgun. Of course, shotguns are not good at range, so what do you have for range? A grenade launcher. Nah, it's mainly made for hordes, of course. The next weapons you can unlock are the Stubby Voltaic SMG. This has built-in electricity, which slows down enemies. However, the recoil is not the best. So, it is understandable if you're shooting and you start looking way up into the sky. Your other secondary is the Breach Cutter. Tapping the button will launch out one big purple beam that has strike through, or piercing. It flies through enemies for the most part, dealing damage. Your final unlocks that we have during up to Season 5, because we don't know if we are getting more later, the Lock 1 Smart Rifle, which tapping the button will make it shoot one bullet at a time. However, holding down the fire button will make it pull up a little square on your screen and throw locks onto people. Max amount of targets, 12. Starting out. What it will do is it will start counting numbers and show a line to the bug. Releasing it will send bullets towards said bugs that have locks on them. The only downside to this gun is ammo. Finally, the Shard Diffractor. The Shard Diffractor, holding down the button will make it continuously fire, and it will shoot one big beam out of it, which has a lot of range. I use this mainly for my ranged option. For supporting tools, you have a sentry gun, which you must place and then build. And you can also, of course, recall it to yourself or put it in a new position. The sentry gun will help you clean up some bugs if need be. One other thing is you can either get a bigger sentry gun that deals more damage, or 2 sentry guns. Both are good options. After that, you have the platform gun. This platform gun you shoot has a bit of gravity to it, so be careful. But all in all, you shoot it and it will create a small platform on the wall, ground, roof, wherever you want. It's great for building bridges, building roofs, or throwing it up to where Nitro is and having your scout grapple up to it, so that he doesn't fall when he tries to go reach for something. Your grenades start with the lure. Throwing it down will create a holographic dwarf that will draw some enemies away, weakening the number of enemies in a horde. The plasma burster once it technically releases your hand, it will start bursting 4 times. This is good for throwing it down a straight line of most enemies. The proximity mine, throwing it down, will of course take a bit of time to arm. However, it will destroy anything bigger than a Glyphid Swarmer. So this. Everything else, mainly on this list, will be detonated. Almost everything. Finally, the Shredder Swarm Grenade. Throwing this down will give you 5 small shredders, which are robots. To anyone that has fought in Season 1/2, where rivals were. But these robots are friendly. They fly around, dealing some damage to bugs. However, unlike all the other grenades, you can only throw one of these down because if you throw another one, it will destroy your old shredders and spawn in new ones. Next up, we got Gunner. All about dealing damage. Starting off with a minigun. Nice cool old minigun that of course overheats. After that, the Bulldog Heavy Revolver. A 4 shot revolver. So it's not 6 shots, it's 4. The other guns you can unlock are the Thunderhead Heavy Cannon, Heavy Auto Cannon, where you take, instead of the overheat, you now have a mag, but instead of fast firing, you have a slow startup, too fast firing, splash damage weapon. Yep, this weapon has some splash damage to it over the minigun. For the next pistol, you have the Burst Fire. So, a small 3-round burst pistol for Gunner. Not bad. To end it off with weapons, we have the Hurricane Guided Rocket System. Holding down the button will continuously send out rockets. Wherever you are aiming, the rockets will follow. And for secondary, is the Arms Coil Gun. You have to hold the charge button to make it fill up, but doing so will make it shoot through bugs and also hits through some rock as well. So if there's a small pillar or something in the way, you can shoot through it to deal damage to bugs behind it. There is also a small damage trail that is with it as well. For tools, you have a shield generator, which can help make bugs back off. Of course, not every creature backs off from the shield, but it also can make it nice to save people from stuff by reviving them or by just giving you all some free space to move. The zipline launcher. You shoot a zipline and your entire team can take the zipline. It is, however, slow going up. There is a way to speed up going down. However, it is nice because it is much easier to use one zipline over some fuel for the drills or multiple platforms from the platform gun. Scout doesn't need to care about the zipline for the most part. But it is also nice if everyone's holding a big item that, makes you move slow and stuff. You'll be able to take the zipline and continue to technically move. For grenades, we have the Sticky Grenade, which of course acts like it says, but the biggest thing is the Fear. Fear is a thing that if the fear reaches the right number for bug, it will make the bug back off. This will do more fear if it sticks to an enemy than if it doesn't. Next up, the Incendiary Grenade. Throw it down and lay an area of fire. Gunner doesn't have a lot of elemental power abilities, so this is quite nice for him. Cluster Grenade. Because one grenade wasn't enough. Or one explosion wasn't enough. Tactical Lead Burster. Set it down and it does three bursts, I believe, of bullets. Now this does count as bullet damage instead of explosives, so do be careful. Next up is Scout, starting off with Deep Core GK2, a assault rifle. And with a secondary of the Jury-Rigged Boomstick, a double-barrel shotgun. First, his next unlocks, he's got the M1000 Classic, which, while running this, if you tap the button, you can shoot quite fast. If you hold, however, you will use a bit more ammo, but you will get a focus fire shot, which will deal more damage. And secondary is the Zhukovs, 2 submachine guns, which do not have good accuracy due to the fact that you're having 2. Next up, the Drak 25 Plasma Carbine. It is an assault rifle, like the Deepcore GK2. However, this one is a projectile and can overheat instead of having a mag. For secondaries, he's got the Nashanka Bullshark X80. Now, why would Scout need a crossbow? Well, it does some good damage, however, the biggest selling point is the special bolts, some hidden behind overclocks. But electricity, ones that if an enemy dies while it's hit with this bolt will cause it to explode, pheromones, which we'll get to when we go over the pheromone grenade. Or triple bolts, we shoot 3 at once, fire bolts, and ice bolts. For Scout, he carries a flare gun. While everybody carries small flares that slowly recharge, the flare gun is a more powerful flare that can stick to walls and ceilings. And the grappling hook. Scout moves fast, it's good to get him into positions, and like I said with Engineer, with the platforms, make sure that he doesn't fall, because risk of accidental death is high. With Scout, you'll most likely die from fall damage, so if Tunnel Rat, a beer that shows up every once in a while at the bar, shows up, it is recommended for Scout to drink that beer, because it gives him reduced fall damage. For grenades, he's got the IFG. Throwing it down will create a small field, an electrical field, so it counts as electrical damage, which will slow down enemies but also make them take more damage, with 35% movement speed and 30% extra strength. After that, we have the cryo grenade. Throwing this down will instantly freeze small creatures. Bigger creatures will take a couple more of these to fully be frozen. However, when frozen, they will take more damage. If it is a flying creature, it will instantly die frozen because it will crash into the ground. Pheromone grenade. Hitting bugs with this will cause every bug nearby to attack the bugs as well. What better way to save on ammo than make the bugs fight each other? Finally, the Voltaic Stun Sweeper. This bounces up to 9 targets with an 8.5 stun duration, and also does electricity as well. This is good for slowing down a couple creatures. Finally, Driller. The class that looks like he is made to have fun here instead of working. Starting off with the flamethrower and a small pistol. Kind of a small, normal start to a class. However, when we get to the others, we get some different stuff. Starting off with the cryo cannon. It's like a flamethrower, except it shoots ice, freezing bugs. Now, just like cryo grenade, freezing flying bugs will instantly make them die, and freezing bugs will make them take more damage. This is not good for damage, however, it is a nice support tool. After that, we got the EPC for secondary, or Experimental Plasma Blaster. Tapping this will make it shoot a normal bullet, however, build heat. Holding down the button will make a charge shot. Releasing it will make the charge shot launch out, so don't try to make this overheat a lot. After that, we got the Corrosive Sludge Pump. Tapping the button will send out a puddle. If it hits an enemy directly, it will deal damage and slow them down. Hitting the ground or wall, it will create a puddle, which slows down and damages enemies that walk over it. Holding the button will charge it up, making a bigger glob. If this hits anything, it will release multiple puddles of corrosive sludge. For secondary, the wave cooker. This item heats up quite fast, however, it is a hit scan with a beam, with a width, so it can hit some multiple targets a bit. However, it does heat quite fast, so be careful with it. Driller comes with satchel charges. Recommended to get this, so you can pick them up. And the reinforced power drills, which helps you drill almost everything. You can't drill minerals for the most part. For grenades, you have a impact axe, which this counts as a melee. This counts as melee damage. Throw in this axe and it hits something will release a small shockwave. However, if you miss every bug, you can re-pick up an axe if you missed. HE grenade. A normal grenade with high armor breaking. You can hold it to cook it a bit more and then throw it when you want. Neurotoxin grenade releases a cloud of gas that, if bugs walk in it, will take a tiny bit of damage and also give them the neurotoxin effect. So when they kind of die, they'll do a small explosion. But the gas is flammable. Finally, the spring-loaded ripper. Releasing this will make it launch onto the ground and drive straight forward, ripping up into hitting any bugs that get in its path. It can climb walls and ceilings, so be careful because that thing is going to do a full loop back. And this thing does have high friendly fire damage. All in all, though, these are all the classes of Deep Rock. Which one is the best? Which one is the worst? They all have their ups and downs. It is recommended to have one of each. That is all. I hope you all enjoyed. And rock and stone.